Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be going through issue 491 of the White Dwarf magazine. That's the August issue, and I got this in the post today, so let's go through it. We'll have a good look through, and hopefully it will help you decide whether or not this is one you'd like to add to the collection. So here you can see I've got the full image on the front. This is the kind of magazine you'll get if you sign up for the subscription, so I get this delivered every month, and I pay quarterly. It works out £15 a quarter, so you can make a nice saving if you do that. On the back you can see all the contents, and this new White Dwarf bunker feature's really taken up another big chunk of the magazine this month, and then it breaks it down into two sections: Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000, and that would include the skirmish games that fall under that. I'll just apologise if I've got any paint on my hands because I've been painting all this table full of terrain that you can see here. This is only a third of it. This is all my Warhammer 40,000 tournament terrain for the upcoming tournament. It's taken me a long time to get all that built, so I've had to make a makeshift table for this video today. But we've got to get the White Dwarf review in, so here we go. Let's get started and we'll start flicking through the magazine. So right away we've got the editorial in there, and then to the left you've got the information about how to subscribe to it if you wanted to, make a little bit of a saving. Then it's got the contents. This is just repeating what you can see on the back of the magazine, and it shows you all the inserts that you're going to get for free this month. In the contact page we're getting some things sent in from different readers. Nothing really standing out to me this month, I must admit, but it was nice to see those assassins in there. I don't see those very often. Then we're on to Worlds of Warhammer, and this is all about explaining and exploring how Warhammer collections come into being. So here you can see some different layouts and a nice little article giving you a little bit of background information. Then we're on to the bunker. So from page 12 up to page 44, we're going to just see the White Dwarf bunker. And this is all about introducing the world's biggest and best Warhammer club. And I don't think bigger is always better, but there we go. In true Warhammer Games Workshop style, they've got to be the biggest and best, and they're going for it with this Warhammer club. It's a huge feature of the magazine. And as you go through it, there's some nice parts in there, like you get the different missions each month to play for Age of Sigmar and 40k. That's really fun. And there's a lot of it about how you can run your club, run a league, and things like that. You can play Warhammer Underworlds in there too. They're going to give you some scenarios for that. And this is an interesting little article, basic training, how to come up with a battle plan for your battles for Age of Sigmar. This is quite interesting, actually. I really like this part. This is probably my favourite part of the magazine this month. I really like this. If you go first, what to do. If you go second, I think that's going to be really helpful. So I hope they do a bit more of that. Then they've got the hobby hangout, where they go through the painting. And we've got our first pull-out, which is going to be those missions we've seen. So that's a nice touch. Great, you can just take that along to your game nights and give it a go. Some really nice paint schemes and some tips and tricks. So I think they would do this normally, but they're just putting it in under the bunker. And then we've got some things from clubs that they've been setting up around the world, and people are sending pictures in and things like that. So there we go. They're really encouraging that side of things. Right, now we're on to Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Nice double page picture with the armies, one of my favourite parts of the magazine. And then we're going to have a little read through, a little bit of lore. Lots of reading in this issue. So if you're into that kind of thing, I think you'll really enjoy it. Then we've got Rules of Engagement, the hunt for the hook, how lore influences rules. So this is an interesting read as well. I like this kind of thing. Having a little kind of peek behind the curtain, if you like, from the rules writers is always fun. Then we've got some illustration, and the illustrators are talking about the art of the Seraphon. And here's another nice article, Harbingers of War. It's going to be an in-depth look at those 4 new Harbinger models. So if you've been interested in these, you can find out a bit more about them now. That Harbinger of Decay is awesome. So's the Rabble Rouser. Really nice models. So that's a nice little read. Then we've got correspondence from the front lines of a Dawnbringer Crusade. I'm not really into this section, reading those letters there if you want to though. And then you've got Might and Madness. Now this is a really good section for Warcry, looking at the Questor Soulsworn, and this section is going to give you quests, artifacts and campaign rules for Questor Soulsworn warbands. So really great. If you picked up those models, this is a really cool way to really get into those. Then they've got the same thing for Royal Beast Flayers, so you're going to get all that for them as well. And then you've got the quest battle plan, Slay the Thief, Seize the Prize, all the information you need to play that, and even a few additional terrain rules, but that will be for the Gnarlwood terrain piece. So this is a really good section. For Warcry fans, I think you're going to be really happy. There's that bit on the terrain rules there. Now we're on to Warhammer 40,000. And one thing that's been missing for a while is Kill Team. What's happened to Kill Team with White Dwarf? We just haven't seen it for ages. It's not going to be featured in here either. There's a big section on A Tale of Four Warlords. So if you've been following that, there's another update as far as that goes. And then after that, you've got a nice big section on the Tau sets. And this is going to be modelling and painting inspiration for the armies of the 41st millennium. And this issue is going to be covering the Tau Empire. So if you're a Tau fan or you're interested in maybe building an army or thinking about it, this is going to be a really good section. You've got some fantastic inspiration for different paint works here. You've got all the different models, so really good reference guide as well. It's breaking down all the painting and the colours that they've used. So that's a fantastic section. I really like that. They've done a great job there. And that green one looks epic. Then we've got another pullout. It's a Warhammer 40,000 rules reference. This is going to complement the one we got in last month's issue. So that's really great. Really nice to get that. These pullouts are so useful. I wish they would do more like that. And I hope they do in the future as well. Then we've got a section called Crux Terminatus. So a little bit more reading there into the lore and the background. And then we're going to go on to Born of War. This is the first of a two-part series exploring the heraldry and iconography of the Space Marine inducti. And these are really fun. I like this. I like articles like this. So this is going to be a good read. Again, lots of great pictures. And then we're on to Blood Bowl. The Forge Bowl continues, so you can follow along with that if you want to. Lots of information there to have a look through. If you're a fan of Blood Bowl, nice to get a big section for them. And then there's the Black Library, The Light of the Emperor by Darius Hinks. A little bit of fiction to have a read through. Inside the studio, bit of painting, modelling, gaming going on. And then we're going to find out in next issue more Combat Patrol. Doesn't say anything about Kill Team though. So yeah, where's Kill Team? It's weird really. We haven't seen much about it in White Dwarf. We haven't heard much about it in general really from Games Workshop. So hopefully we do pretty soon. But that's it. That's White Dwarf magazine, an overview of issue 491. And hopefully this has given you a good idea about what's included. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you want to have a look at what I'm up to behind the scenes with all this terrain, I have been covering it in a few videos here on the channel. I'm getting ready for my upcoming Warhammer 40,000 tournament on the 20th of August. Really excited to get that going. I've had to build 144 pieces of terrain, which has took a fair amount of time actually, a lot longer than the Age of Sigmar build, that's for sure. And if you would like to see how it's done, I'll put a link to the video that started off that little mini-series at the end of this video. I'll also put a link to Moonstone. This is a whimsical fantasy game that I'll be covering here on the channel for a good while. It's a new series that I'm working on and I love this game. It's fantastic. It'd be awesome if you check out that first video and I'll link to it at the end of this one so you can see exactly what's in store for the series. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you found the video helpful. If you did like it, it'd be great if you hit the like button. Subscribe for more videos like this one and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Game. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.